Hi, my name is Callie Seats. I'm at Sylvan Hills High North, and I teach Algebra 1. So I'm going to show you what I usually do during a day and how I present my lessons to my students. So here we go. All right, so first I have 2 Chromebooks and a desktop. So on my worker Chromebook, the loaner given to me by the librarian, the tabs I have open, I have Schoology open just in case I forgot to unpublish a assignment or whatever it is for students. I can go in and unpublish that for them or publish it for them. School status in case I need to message a parent real quick, whatever the case may be. Go Guardian so I can see the students' screens, make sure they're on the right thing. I have Hack open, TAC to take attendance. And now we're in semester grades, so put grades in for that. And then my email in case something's coming through from the office or anything like that. So that's what I have on my worker computer. And if we go over here, on my desktop, I have the PBIS points reward system open. You could have it on your worker as well, but I usually just leave it up on my desktop. So at the end of the day or on my prep period, I can put in my points real quick. And then you can have your Google Drive open and get ready for the next day during your prep period as well. And I also, math, we're doing McGraw-Hill. So I have that open as well in case I need to make an assignment visible because I hide them until I'm ready for the students to see them. So that's what I have open on here. And then on the actual instructional Chromebook, I have Schoology open so I can get to my meeting links. I have that meeting link open for whatever class period and then the notes for the day. So I'm gonna get into how I do the notes for the day in my lesson and then tools you can use as well. So here we go. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna show you what I normally do in a day with my students and how we usually take notes and how I present it to them. So here's my Schoology page. I usually, like I said, I have Schoology open on my instructional one as well. I know I have a few tabs extra open than I normally told you, but I just wanna show you how I normally get to the point to present to students. So I have my Google Meet, so let's go ahead and join that. All right, so how I normally present my notes to students, I usually click Present Now, a tab. Remember, the window or an entire screen, if you have all of that open, it gets kind of too much for your computer to handle, so it starts lagging, kicking people out, kicking you out, whatever the case may be. So I'm only sharing what I need to show students. So I'm just going to share a tab. Go ahead and click share. And now this is what the students see. So what I normally do, I have this tab being shared to my Google Meet, and then I have only this tab being casted to my actual smart TV in the classroom. The students in class that come for school in person, I do not have them join the Google Meet. If I have them join the Google Meet, and then I have all the students that are online join the Google Meet, and then I'm trying to share and move around and stuff like that, it starts lagging and kicking people off, like I said. So less is more. So I try to live by that. So I create these notes, and I'm going to show you how I create these notes in just a minute. But when I have this PDF open, I can actually annotate. So like I said, I do teach Algebra 1, so I need to be taking notes with them and showing examples and all that good stuff. So it will load. So I have all of this, the PDF that I can share with them. I can move slide to slide with them. I also put this PDF into my Schoology course for that day so the students can follow along with me or go back and look at notes later on as well. So if they didn't get all of the vocab for that day, they can go back and see it. So I do have them have access to this as well. And they can open it on Cami and take virtual notes or just follow along with paper notes, whatever they're comfortable with. I give them that option. So this is how I do it. I have a PDF and I share it to the Google Meet and I share to the TV in my room. So let's see how we create this PDF for you to annotate. And when you're done annotating, if you do provide notes for your students or you just want to save them for yourself, you can always take a screenshot. I did try to download it. If you can download it as well, but something funky happens when you try to upload this annotated PDF to Schoology. Somehow it loses it. haven't figured that out yet, but you can always take screenshots of it and upload those screenshots as well. So those are 2 ways to do that. So you go ahead and close this, and I'm going to show you how I get to this point for me to share with students. So I'm going to close that. All right, so how I usually do my notes, I put it all in a Google slide. I have it's the same kind of template every day. And then I file, download, and you can download it as a PDF. So when you do download as a PDF and then open that up, you're able to use your stylus to annotate. And then another really cool feature, I'm going to go ahead and close that out, is you can do Google Keep. Everyone does have access to it. It's kind of like a note-taking tool. So within Google Keep, you can do reminders, a new note with drawing, or you can do a note with an image. So if you're in Google Keep, it'll automatically save. So that's a really cool thing about that. So you can do a new note with image. I did not download an image before, but we'll just pick one. Okay, here's an image. So we'll do this image real quick. Open that up. And then we're able to, you can annotate here as well. You can edit the drawing. And it'll open that up. It'll have a picture of whatever it is. And then you can use your stylus. So this one's kind of like a which one doesn't belong. No right or wrong answers. I need to open my stylus. Always do an image, and this will automatically save. So when you're in your Google Keep, it will automatically save. So if I go back, so there it is. It automatically saves everything that I did annotation-wise. You can also do a new note with a drawing. So this is kind of like a whiteboard is how I usually treat it. You're okay, thank you. So how I use this, you can just do a new note with drawing. It's just a blank screen. And again, use your stylus, whatever it is. You can do this with, you can share your screen if we're just working some example problems and you want to just have this casted to your TV and your Google Meet. You can throw a problem up there and that be the exit ticket, whatever the case may be. And it'll automatically save as well. So if you saw back there, I have a lot of these already saved. So I do tutoring, so a lot of this is tutoring as well. So that is Google Keep, keep.google.com. So you can treat it as a digital whiteboard. Just click new note with drawings, that blank page. And then you can also do an image. So you can upload the image. So if you took a screenshot of the notes that you want to do that day, upload that image and you can go through it there and it'll automatically save your annotation. So that's a really cool feature. And then let me close that out. Another thing I do usually with students within the actual Google Meet, if you click on the little snowman on the bottom right, so more options, you can also do a whiteboard within the actual Google Meet. So if you click on open a whiteboard, start a new one. So what this whiteboard jam does, everyone has access to it. So like the Google Keep, only you have access to that unless you obviously share it with other students. But what this one does, so in math class, if I throw a problem up on the board and I'm like, okay, who wants to come solve this? Anyone can come and solve it. So you can kind of do this as well, but it's just a virtual option. So everyone has access to this whiteboard once you open it. So I'll show you. So in the chat, it said I opened a jam file. Click on the jam board. So the only downfall of this, you have to make sure those students that are online or in class, if you're doing this for everyone, just have the students in class join and you can open that whiteboard jam so everyone has access to the same thing. And then the only downfall, like I said, is you have to make sure they join it. So you can have your worker Chromebook over here on GoGuardian, and if Tommy hasn't joined, you can message Tommy, say, hey, Tommy, open that link that I put in our Google Meet chat, and he can join it. So, where'd that one go? So, once they start opening up, they'll get like their little icons that they're all on here, and You can throw a problem up and they can all write on it as well. So that's a really cool feature that Google Meet now has. And then over in the shapes, it's the Google Meet activity. So breakout rooms, you can set them up. So obviously I'm the only one hanging out today. You can pick how many rooms you want. It'll automatically, once you pick how many rooms or whatever, it'll automatically start putting students in rooms. If you know Johnny and Susie do not need to be in a room together, you can close one of them out and put them in another one. And you can just click shuffle and it'll shuffle them for you. Or if you already have like a group assignment and you already have them in groups, you can start typing in their names to put in that breakout rooms. And then you just open the rooms and it'll tell them to now join their new breakout room. And it'll always leave the main call open so they can join back with you at the end. So let me go back. I really can't show you that because only I am in the Meet. Polls, I do use polls quite often. You can start a poll. I usually use the polls as like a exit ticket real quick. The students in class, it doesn't take them very long to just join real quick so I can have that documentation. Or you can just do a reminder. So reminder, quiz tomorrow over absolute value equations. Ooh, if I can spell. Equations. And then option 1, whatever you want to do. I understand. I am ready for it. Or I do not understand. Need some help. So this is anonymous. You obviously see who clicks whatever option, but the students do not unless you get have that option. So you can save this. So if you want to just save it till the end of the lesson and say, hey, class, I put a poll in your Google Meet. Go ahead and respond to that poll. Once you have, let me know, and you're good to leave the Meet. So it's real quick exit ticket you can use. Or you can use it as a formative assessment, whatever the case may be. So if you put a problem in there and not everyone understands what's happening, then you can readdress it tomorrow. So this button right here, you can show everyone the results. I usually don't because it is like a little exit ticket or just a reminder. So you can save it, and then when you're ready to launch it towards the end, just click launch. And now it's live for the students to respond to it. And then when everyone has, you can end it. And Google Meet now has been taking attendance for us, which is really cool. Once you get that email for the attendance, you will, in your actual email with the attendance, you will get the results from this poll. So the students that click, I do not understand, need some help, you can shoot them a message real quick. Hey, what's up? What problem do we need to work on? Whatever the case may be. So that's a really cool feature that Google Meet now has. And then a Q&A is just, it's very similar to polls. So you can turn on a Q&A. So you have to turn it on for it to actually work. You can ask a question, allow questions or not allow questions. You can be the only one that has access to it. So you can allow questions in there. And so this is kind of where students can go as you're going through the lesson instead of them bombarding the chat with questions. They can always just go to the Q&A and ask a question, and you will get the results from this as well when you get the attendance. So it will say your name and questions recorded. How did you get to the second part in problem number 3? So the student can ask that question, post it. Instead of maybe if they don't want to unmute and talk, they can always use this feature. And then you as the teacher will see that there's a question been asked, and you can hide it if it's inappropriate or mark it as answered. So I can see that, oh, hey, Callie has a question for me. How do you get the second part in the problem number 3? And I can go back and address that for her. Or if I don't get to it, like I said, it will record that when it records you your attendance, and you can get to that the next day or a follow-up email with that student one-on-one. So that is the Google Meet activities. They are really, really neat. They're pushing out more features. Soon we will have blurred backgrounds for students. So yeah. If you do have any questions, just let me know. I will put my information at the end of the video.